There are many different types of numerical graphs, and the graph you want to use depends largely on the type of data you are evaluating. Here I'm going to discuss three particular types of numerical graphs, which are time series graphs, dot plots, and stem and leaf plots. Later on in the series, I will discuss other types of numerical graphs as well. Let's start with a time series graph. A time series graph is used when our data occurs over some period of time. And in this case, our x-axis is always going to be time, whether that's seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, whatever our time periods are. Time will always be on the x-axis, and then the variable will be on the y-axis. We then plot the appropriate points. We look at what time they occurred, and then the actual value, and plot points appropriately. We then connect these points with line segments. Here's an example of a time series graph that looks at the average temperatures in Tokyo. We have month along the x-axis, which is our time, and then temperature along the y-axis in Fahrenheit. We've plotted the average temperature for each month as a dot and connected them via line segments. The next type of numeric graph I want to look at is a dot plot. For a dot plot, we're going to start with a number line. We then plot a point directly above the number line for each value in our data set. If we have a data point that occurs more than once, we will stack the points for repeating values. Here we have an example of dot plot that looks at the ages of students in a statistics class. We can see that there are 3 students that are 18 years old, 1 that's 19 years old, 2 that are 20 years old, etc. So we plot the points above the number line and stack them if we have repeating data values. The last type of numerical graph that we will consider here is a stem and leaf plot. This is a data plot that uses part of the data value as the stem and part of the data value as the leaf to form groups or classes. For this, we're actually going to take each data value and break it into 2 pieces. One piece known as the stem and the second piece known as the leaf. In general, the leaf is going to be the final digit, and the stem will be the rest. This isn't always true, but it is a good, easy rule to go to. We then put the stem values into the left column, smallest to largest, and we put the leaves in the right column, once again, smallest to largest. Here's a stem and leaf plot that looks at the scores on statistics exams. So the way we read this, if I look at this very first row here, this tells me I have a score of 53, a score of 58, and a score of 59. If I look at the last row, this tells me I have a score of 90, a score of 91, a score of 92, a score of 94, and a score of 98. So in this case, we've kind of grouped our data together based on letter grades. We have all of the Fs or the 50s, all of the Ds, the Cs, the Bs, and the As.
If you would like to see Professor Pierce make more videos like this one, you can support her on Patreon in the link below. Any and all support means a lot to her. It allows her not only to make more videos, but it also allows her to campaign for free and accessible online education to conferences and other universities. Thank you for watching, and remember, math is for everyone.